Welcome to Her Weekly Fix. I'm Dr. Laura Pipher, naturopathic doctor, and every week I bring you clear, science backed insights into your hormones, energy, digestion, and more so you can stop second guessing your body and start making informed decisions about your health. Today's fix is all about the link between your metabolism and hot flashes. If you are navigating perimenopause or menopause, chances are that you've dealt with sudden flushes or a hot flash or that 3 a.m. wake up from a night sweat. But what if I told you these symptoms aren't just about low estrogen? They might actually be a sign that your blood sugar and insulin aren't where they should be. Let's unpack the fascinating and often overlooked connection between metabolic health and vasomotor symptoms like hot flashes and night sweats. So, first, here's what people don't realize your brain relies on a steady supply of glucose, also known as sugar, to regulate your body temperature. When your blood sugar dips, like after a skipped meal, a carb heavy snack, or even during intense stress, your body releases adrenaline to stabilize things. The side effect? The sudden surge of adrenaline can feel a lot like a hot flash, sweating, pounding heart, feeling flushed or anxious. In fact, in controlled studies, women experience fewer hot flashes after meals and more during fasting and blood sugar dips. If you're skipping meals, riding a blood sugar roller coaster, or have insulin resistance, your hot flashes might become more intense because your brain keeps getting the message, we are in trouble. And insulin resistance makes hormones even messier. Menopause and perimenopause is already a hormonal balancing act. You're dealing with fluctuating estrogen, erratic ovulation, and lower progesterone. Now, add insulin resistance to the mix, and things get even more chaotic. Here's why: high insulin lowers your sex hormone binding globulin. This actually increases free estrogen and testosterone. High insulin disrupts ovulation, which means even less progesterone. And with low progesterone, we have more anxiety, poor sleep, and a lot less stability in your nervous system. This imbalance, too much unopposed estrogen, not enough calming progesterone, is also a recipe for vasomotor chaos. In one clinical case, improving insulin sensitivity actually raised the level of allopregnanolone, which is a calming neurosteroid made from progesterone, and women's hot flashes got better. And also, metabolic syndrome and midsection weight gain make it worse. Women with metabolic syndrome, so central weight gain, think belly fat, elevated blood sugar, blood pressure, and bad cholesterol like triglycerides, tend to report more severe and more frequent hot flashes. Why? Because belly fat isn't just storage, it's actually metabolically active tissue. It releases inflammatory cytokines, ramps up the sympathetic nervous system, which makes your body more reactive to those tiny temperature shifts. Think about it like this: your thermostat gets overly sensitive, and suddenly a minor temperature change becomes a full blown sweat storm. One study found women with hot flashes had double the insulin resistance of those without. Another found that women with long lasting night sweats had an 18% higher risk of developing diabetes. These aren't just annoying symptoms, they're often your body waving the flag about your metabolic health. And don't forget the thyroid. Your thyroid plays a major role in metabolism and thermoregulation. So, if you're dealing with hot flashes that feel a bit off, it's worth checking your thyroid. We know that hyperthyroidism or an overactive thyroid can actually mimic perimenopause, causing sweating, anxiety, and palpitations. We also know that hypothyroidism, an underactive thyroid, can worsen fatigue, brain fog, and even cause temperature swings due to poor heat regulation. And when estrogen drops, your thyroid hormone availability can shift, meaning a borderline thyroid issue might suddenly tip into full blown symptoms. The fix? Test your TSH, free T3, and free T4, especially if your hot flashes are intense or show up alongside weight changes or heart palpitations. So, what can you do? The good news is we can target the metabolic drivers of hot flashes without needing to tolerate them as a fact of life. Here is where to start. Number one is balance your blood sugar. Don't skip meals, pair carbs with protein or fat, avoid high sugar foods that spike or crash blood sugar. Try smaller, more frequent meals if you get hangry or jittery between meals. Number two is supporting insulin sensitivity. Movement is key. Resistance training and walking are both really effective interventions. We want to focus on fiber rich, lower glycemic index meals, and some supplements may help, especially if you have PCOS or metabolic syndrome that has been diagnosed. Speak to your healthcare provider to add supplements. And consider weight loss if needed. Even a 10-pound loss has actually been shown to reduce hot flash frequency in those who need to lose weight. This isn't about aesthetics, it's actually about improving hormonal balance and lowering inflammation by getting rid of some of that visceral fat. Exploring soy and plant based swaps can also be helpful. A recent study found a soy rich plant based diet actually reduced hot flashes by 79% in 12 weeks. Whole soy like tofu, edamame, tempeh can offer gentle phytoestrogen effects without disrupting your hormones. Make sure to check thyroid function, especially if symptoms feel more intense than expected or your symptoms are not responding to the usual strategies. And hormone therapy can help too. For the right woman, estrogen therapy doesn't just cool the flashes, it can also improve insulin sensitivity. If HRT isn't right for you, certain medications like SSRIs or gabapentin may offer relief, though they don't address those metabolic drivers. So here's your fix. Hot flashes aren't just about estrogen dropping. They're often a sign that your blood sugar, insulin, thyroid, or overall metabolism needs attention. By supporting your metabolic health through food, movement, weight management, or targeted therapy, you're not just cooling the night sweats, you're actually protecting your long term health. If you're dealing with hot flashes that won't quit and wondering if your blood sugar or thyroid could be part of the story, reply to this, send me a message, and let's figure out what your body is really asking for. Until next time, stay informed, stay empowered, and know your symptoms are real and there are real solutions.